Students, in last class we have learned about the pressure belts of the earth. We have learned about two high pressure belt and two low pressure belt on the earth's surface. It is determined by the temperature, presence of water vapor, altitude of the area and then rotation of the earth. Mainly the temperature and rotation, these are the basic factors that determine the pressure belts over the earth's surface. The pressure belt that leads to the formation of wind belts or wind system on the earth. So, based on the pressure belt, we can learn about the planetary winds. These planetary winds, they are also known as prevailing winds and permanent winds. Okay, planetary winds, prevailing winds and permanent winds all are same but knowing in different names. What is the main feature of these winds? They are blowing from same latitude to same latitude throughout the year. They are always blowing in same direction. Their direction, their speed, etc. will be remaining same throughout the year, and their origin and destination, that will be always same. That is the special feature of the permanent or planetary winds. In this diagram, you can find important pressure belts. Important pressure belts we have learned in the last class. Between 5 degree north and 5 degrees south, which is the pressure belt? It is equatorial low pressure belt. Equator is shown here in red color. So both sides of the equator, the presence of equatorial low pressure belt. Then the next, it is between 30 degree north, 35 degree north, a high pressure belt is existing. That is the subtropical high pressure belt. And here in the southern hemisphere also same way, in between 30 degrees south and 35 degrees south, subtropical high pressure belt is existing. Then north of that, here between 60 degree north and 70 degree north latitudes, we can find the presence of subpolar low pressure belt. Subpolar low pressure belt is existing again in the southern hemisphere between the latitudes of 60 degrees south and 70 degree south. Then the next pressure belt, that is a high pressure belt which existing in the polar region, in the north pole as well as in the south pole. Surrounding the poles, we can find the presence of high pressure belt. It is named as polar high pressure belt. So these are the important pressure belts on the earth's surface. So this pressure system that leads to the formation of wind. We know that wind is always moving from high pressure region to low pressure region. And what is the definition of wind? Wind is the horizontal movement of air. Wind is the horizontal movement of the air. So this wind is highly depending on the existence of pressure belts. So we can learn about the planetary winds in this session. So the planetary winds, they are moving from high pressure belt to low pressure belt. Here the high pressure belt existing in the subtropical region. You know that this is the subtropical region. So from that subtropical region, what happens? This is subtropical high pressure belt. So from high pressure belt, the wind is moving towards the equator. This equator, it is the equatorial low pressure belt. Equatorial low pressure belt. So this low pressure situation that attracting the wind from high pressure belt. So wind will move towards the equator, move towards the equatorial low pressure belt from the subtropical high pressure belt. Wind will move from subtropical high pressure belt to equatorial low pressure belt. But because of the rotation of the earth, a force generating, which is that force? It is Coriolis force. So due to the influence of the Coriolis force, this wind will move from its original direction and deviate towards its right direction. Deviate towards its right direction. That means here it is moving from north to south, but instead of that, it will start moving from northeast to southwest. Northeast to southwest. Northeast to southwest. So winds are always named after their origin. Winds are always named after their origin. So here the winds are named as easterlies because they are coming from the east. So general direction northeast to southwest, that is the direction. So here they are moving from the east direction, so they are named as easterlies. These are easterlies. Easterlies are moving from northeast to southwest. In the same way, in the southern hemisphere also, from the subtropical high pressure belt. Subtropical high pressure belt, the wind will move towards the equator. This wind will move towards the equator, and these winds also have the tendency to move from the original direction. In the southern hemisphere, it will be moving towards the left of its path. It will be moving towards its left of its path. So this wind will move from southeast to northwest. Southeast to northwest. So see here, they are moving from the east direction. Again, these winds are named as easterlies. These winds are named as easterlies. So these winds, we can say in the northern hemisphere, easterlies are blowing from northeast to southwest direction. They are moving from subtropical high pressure belt to equatorial low pressure belt. And in the southern hemisphere, the winds are moving from southeast towards the northwest direction. They are moving from southern subtropical high pressure belt to equatorial low pressure belt. So these winds, they are always permanent in nature. They blow from subtropical high pressure belt to equatorial low pressure belt, and they are showing a uniform velocity throughout the year. A uniform velocity throughout the year. Next type of wind. Next type of wind that blowing between the subtropical high pressure belt and the subpolar low pressure belt. So you can see subtropical high pressure belt is located between 30 degree north to 35 degree north latitudes. So from 35 degrees of latitude, these winds will move towards 60 degrees of north latitude, because this is a low pressure belt. It is subpolar low pressure belt. And here also we can find the existence of subpolar low pressure belt. So this subpolar low pressure belt that attracting winds from the subtropical high pressure belt. Subpolar low pressure belt attracting the wind from subtropical high pressure belt. So here also the rotation of the earth that leads to the deviation of the direction of the winds. That is, they are moving from the south to north, but they will start deviating from original direction and start moving towards the east. They start moving towards the east. So you can see here they are moving from west to east. They are moving from west to east. So they are named as westerlies. They are named as westerlies. So these are the westerlies which are moving from subtropical high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. In the southern hemisphere also you can find the same movement of the winds. That means they are moving from north to south. So in both the hemisphere, the movement of the wind that is different. Here it is from south to north, but in the southern hemisphere it is from north to south. But these winds also showing the same nature due to rotation, due to Coriolis force, that deviating from the original direction, and the direction will be from west to east. The direction will be from west to east. So from the origin of the wind, we will give the name of the wind. So these are the westerlies. These winds are the westerlies. So here we can say they are north westerlies because they are moving from north to south. And here these are south westerlies because they are moving from southwest to northeast. So here these westerlies are very important because these westerlies are moving towards the temperate latitudes. From the subtropical region, they are moving towards the temperate latitudes. Westerlies are warm winds. When we learned about the ocean currents, we have learned the westerlies, they are dragging the ocean currents, especially North Atlantic drift, towards the north. So these westerlies are warm winds. They are able to carry large amount of moisture. Because of that, which areas are facing the westerly winds, they are receiving heavy rainfall. So westerlies leads to rainfall throughout the year in the western part of the continents. Western part of the continents. For example, the Western European region receiving rainfall throughout the year because of the westerly winds. So these westerly winds itself, due to the shifting of the pressure belt, leads to the winter rainfall. Westerlies, they are leading to the winter rainfall. That means here in the winter season, these general occurrence of the pressure belt that will move towards the south direction. That means sun will be overhead of the southern hemisphere. That time these pressure belts show a shifting tendency towards the south. That time these latitudes means generally the pressure belt existing between 35 to 30 degrees of latitude, this will move towards the south, and what will happen here it will experience between 30 to 20 degrees of north latitude, and here this will be experiencing between 60 to 50 degrees of latitudes. That means the flow of the wind that also will be occurring between 30 to 50 degrees of latitude. You have to think before, means when it is equinox and all, the wind is moving from 35 degree latitude to 60 degree latitude. Now what happens? The wind blow between 20 to 50 or 30 to 50 degrees of latitudes. So the areas which is not influenced by the westerlies in the summer season, they are coming under the influence of westerlies in the winter season. Okay, that's why some regions experiencing winter rainfall, especially Mediterranean climatic region. Mediterranean climatic region means the area which is surrounding the Mediterranean Sea, that is the Mediterranean climatic region, and from Mediterranean Sea a cyclone originates in the winter season. They are coming towards Indian subcontinent also. So northern part of India experiencing a cyclonic type rainfall. It is named as western disturbances. We have learned about that in the 8th standard. So winter rainfall, that is an important feature of the Mediterranean climatic region. It is only because of the shifting of the pressure belt. So this experience, this shifting of the pressure belt we mainly experiencing in the winter season because of the winter rainfall. Okay, so now we can go to the next wind belt, that is between the high pressure belt experiencing in the north pole and low pressure belt experiencing between 60 degree north and 70 degree north latitudes. Here the winds, high pressure belt, here it is high pressure belt, and here it is subpolar low pressure belt. So from the high pressure belt, wind will move towards the south. From the high pressure belt, wind will move towards the south. But what happens? Rotation, Coriolis force that deviates its original direction. So the wind starts to move from east direction. From northeast, it starts to move towards the southwest direction. Okay, so here these winds are also named as easterlies. Easterlies. Here these winds are also named as easterlies. So they are polar easterlies. They are polar easterlies. In the southern hemisphere also we can find the existence of a same wind belt. What is the name of that wind? They are also easterlies because they are moving from polar high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. They are moving from polar high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. They are moving from south to north, but they deviate from their original direction and move from southeast to northwest. Southeast to northwest. So they are named as easterlies itself, but they are also named as polar easterlies. Don't forget polar easterlies. They are named as polar easterlies. So two polar easterlies are there. One is in the northern part and the other one is in the southern part. They are blowing between north high pressure belt, means polar high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt, and in the south polar high pressure belt to southern subpolar low pressure belt. What may be the special feature of these winds? They are extremely cold winds. They are extremely cold winds because they are blowing from the frigid zone. And when these two winds, the westerlies and easterlies, that coming and colliding each other. Here the westerlies are warm winds. Westerlies are warm winds, easterlies are cold winds. Cold winds means they have more density. Warm winds which are again carrying water vapor, so its density decreases. Okay, so the cold wind that coming from the poles and the westerlies that coming from the subtropical region, when they coming towards each other, the warm wind will go upward and cold wind will come downward. So when they meet each other, in the meeting point, that leads to the condensation. Okay, the warm wind going upward, this cold wind coming towards the warm wind, and cold wind will be going below the warm wind because cold wind is denser. So when the warm wind rising, the condensation taking place because of its temperature decrease. two reasons are there. One is meeting with the cold wind, other one it rising in its height. So condensation taking place that leads to the rainfall where these two winds are meeting. So the meeting point that is named as front, and this type of rainfall is named as frontal rainfall or cyclonic rainfall. This we will study further in the next chapter also. Now just I told only. Okay. So we have learned about the pressure belts that leads to the formation of permanent winds or planetary winds. Planetary winds are of three types. The equatorial low pressure belt, from towards the equatorial low pressure belt, winds are moving from subtropical high pressure belt. They are named as easterlies. Here these easterlies have one more name. What is the other name? It is named as trade winds. It is named as trade winds because they are trading between subtropical high pressure belt to equatorial low pressure belt. So now we will call the easterlies in the subtropical or equatorial region as trade winds. Now from subtropical high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt, winds are moving. They are westerlies. They are warm winds. From the polar high pressure belt, winds are moving towards the subpolar low pressure belt. They are named as polar easterlies. They are cold winds. Then one more factor, these westerlies in the southern hemisphere, they are increasing in their speed because, as you know, the land masses are concentrated in the northern hemisphere. Majority of the continents are located in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere we can find the concentration of water bodies. Actually, this is named as antipodal arrangement. Antipodal arrangement means in the northern hemisphere it is having the maximum concentration of land mass, and southern hemisphere have the concentration of water body. So a balance between land and water in both the hemisphere, that is the antipodal arrangement. So here we know that when the wind is blowing, if there is no any obstacle, if there is no any barrier, it will go in a maximum speed. If there is any barrier like trees, forest or the mountains, they will be stopped there. Their velocity will be reduced. So because of that, in the northern hemisphere, westerlies are moving in a uniform pattern. But in the southern hemisphere, they are increasing in speed from one latitude to other latitude. In the southern hemisphere, between 40 south to 60 degrees south, westerlies blow with great speed because of the vast oceans, and they are named as roaring 40s, furious 50s and screaming 60s. Okay.